let's see. Where I wanted to go was on number Dalet on page Peites. Let me get lined up here. So, what number Dalet? Where did number Dalet come from? It came from, I'm not sure where it is. Question is, Batamhu, Ki Rachel Afal Pi Sheyesh Becha Chamesh Gevuros V'Dinim, Hine He Omedes Ba'achrei Netzachod Dezer Anpin. She's in a position where she's close to Zer Anpin. Asher Besochem Yesh Chasadim Megulim. Ume'irim Mamtichem Gevuros Sheberosh Rachel, and they sweeten the Gevuros at the head of Rachel. So Narchiv Ketzas Bir Bezeh. So let me go on and get into this. He says HaSederhu Shebe'esha Niknasim Memocha Bezer Anpin Yotze Memoach Adas Chamisha Chasadim Me'erecha B'al Chamisha Spheros Chesed Gevura Tiferes Netzach Hod Netzach Vahod, and it shines into the Chamisha Gevuros are in the Nukva. So the Muach Hadas is inside the Yesod of Ima, for whom is Pashed Bekavim Soy. Some of this we know, but we'll hear it again. Let me see. I don't have this good. Wow. Well, just a second. Let me see where I was. Let me start over again. Sorry about that. There is Dalet. Dalet went on the phrase. Let's try it this way. That is the obligation to say the Daven Mariv. Batamhu ki Rachel afal pi sheyesh bal chamesh gevuros, even that she has 5 gevuros. V'dinim hine he omedes ba'achrei netzachod yisod zer anpin, and besochom yesh chasadim megulim, and so there. Or Chasadim Megulim there, O Mebirim Mamtika, the Gevur Sheberosh Rachel. He says so, Masha Kasa Bezoyrich the Tzabe, that the Didim the Nukva Naichim Beresha Kumavur Etzleno, and we have that coming up. So now we go to the Shefa down at the bottom. Now I'm a little better organized here now. Sorry. But so we'll read just a light print. Narchiv Ketzas Bir Bezeh. A Seder, who the actual organization of this, or the order of it rather, is Shebe'ez Sheneknas in the Mocha Bezer Anpin Yotzim Memuach Hadas Chamisha Chasada B'Me'ira Al Chamisha Spheres Chesed Gevur Tiferes Netzachod V'hidach Memuach Hadas Beluva B'Yisod De'ima V'hu Mispashet B'Kabim Soy, and it spreads down the middle line. Yisod Ima, who caught her, since it's short, Mistayim B'Chazad the Zer Anpin, B'Sof Shlish Elyon to the Ferris, and Misham Yotza B'Yotza Chasadim and Mispashtim B'Spheris the Zer Anpin. So we talk about what's happening in Zer Anpin. Achein Kevan Shemakom Yitzias. Let's pick this up here. Yitzias Achasadim who B'Chazad the Mata. So this we know. Nimsa Sheshnecha Chasadim B'Rishonim and Me'ira Ramachal the Spheres Chesed Gevur the Zer Anpin. V'chein Shlish Elyon Shel the Chesed, which would be from the Chaz of Lamala in Tiferes. So let me see. V'chein Shlish Elyon Shel HaChesed HaShlishi HaMe'ira B'Shlish Elyon the Spheres Tiferes. Einim Yotzim HaYisod V'Te'ima, they never go out. V'keven Shal She'aleichem Heim Me'irim Heim Lamala B'Makom Siyum HaYisod. So they're also, they really shine out for below the Yisod, the Ima Shebachazit. Okay, now Chasadim Maladucha Nish'ara B'Socha Yisod, the Ima Misham Bokaz Al Rasam as the Yisod, the Ima V'Yotzim and Me'irim the Spheres Chesed Gevur Shlish Elyon to the Ferris, but they have to break through the wall of the Yisod of Ima. V'heim Nekroim Chasadim and Mechusim, the Fish Einim Yotzim the Chutz. Now, corresponding to that, Lulu Mazecha B'Shnei Shlishim Chesed Shlishi, which is Tiferes. V'chein Shnei Chasadim Atachtonim and Memirin the Netzachod Zer Anpin. Yotzechem B'Yisod the Imach of the Chutz Begilui. The Mispashdim and Meirin B'Spheres Ha'aretz Netzachod V'Hod. V'Lakach Heim Nekroim Chasadim Megulin. So he said, when it said previously that there are 5, that the 5 sweeten her up, he's saying specifically, maybe that's true, but the real sweetening is coming from the part below the chazah, which is where her head is located. So she's at the back of the neck, that is Leah, and then Rachel picks up at the chazah. Leah omedet mechadas ad chazah of the Rachel mechazah siyam raglov. Nimsa shaleah omedes keneged aspheris the zach shemeir became chasadim amachusim. So when Leah is near the chasadim amachusim. So I would just say parenthetically that you're saying that basically both of them are very much the same, except for this aspect which makes a lot of difference. In other words, they're both full of dinim. There's dinim in both sides of the nook. Okay, ein dinecho yichola lehimatek al yadim. So therefore, they're really not sweetened particularly through those chasadim that are in that are bechusin. V'nikracha v'dinikashin. For that reason, that's what it's called. V'elu rachel l'medika neged the zer anpen shemeir became chasadim and megulin. So he said, "V'heim meirim alecho mamtikin as dinecho v'lechein nikros dina rafia." So therefore, it's going to be a weaker din. But the fisha hakavura sheba mamutakos, because you see that transfer of the light of the wall through zerach anpin will have some diffusing effort part of it, but it's not 2 walls like if it was going through the yesod of Ima first. So let's go on and just keep reading on here on number hey. He says, Ki zeh sod masha kasa bezoret tetzavet. The dinim de nukvach nachim beresha, so that they're soft or they're lenient or mild beresha. Akamavor etzleinu. So it's Amar Bezoar. He says, the Zohar says over there, he says, the kol dinim de mishtachim b'dechurach tekifim beresha v'nachim b'sofa. V'kol dinim de mishtachim b'nukvach nachim beresha v'tekifim b'sofa. So how's this go? So he says, Ubir Shamarav, he says, the Shehem Hagavuros. Let's just say they're the same. Azai ve'ez Shehem Adayim b'zer Anpin, while they're still inside a zer Anpin, Hem Tekifim Beresha, so that they're very strong at the beginning. Now he says, the Hainu, B'techidas is Pashtusa, so as they begin to spread into zer Anpin, B'shtashim Bo, B'chamisha Sefiras Chagat No, Shalo, Hemadayim Lo Mamutakos, there's nothing sweetened about him at all. But then they gather into the Yesod of Zerapin. So they're powerful at this point. Because now either, I think there are versions where the Chasadim at first, or versions where the Gevuros are first, but we know what the Otzos Chaim says. He said that Chasadim come into that area. My translation, just the Chasadim come into that area. Mamutakos mamtakim Chasadim as a Gevuros v'heim naichim b'sofa. So in the end, those Gevuros that are in Zer Anpin, they come and they settle down. They're the opposite. So that originally the Gevuros are inside, though they come in, apparently it's supposed to say, they come in from the top of her head, because that's where her head is located by the Nai, which is as the Chasadim Megulim. Lefi Shecharosh Shalok B'kavam Keneged Zer Anpin V'chachasadim Shebezer Anpin Mamtikin as a Gevur Shebekeneged Rosh Anok. But then that's a sweetening that takes place up at the top. But after that, as the Gevuros start to go down, and they gather together in Yisod. Azai kaven shachayisod shalaw enim mekave keneged the zah lefi shachayisod hu bekavim soy. So let's say the Yisod is in the middle line. So it doesn't really line up with their anpin. The kaven sharacho. Let me find this place here. Sharacho omed neged deny the zer anpin. Nimsa shekeneged kavim soy Denok Ein Sham Sphira Bezer Anpin. There is no Zera Bezer Anpin. So I didn't really understand this. I'll tell you. I know what he wants to say because he says it right now. So he explains. He says it's really where her middle line is really between the legs of Zera Anpin because it extends down there. So Yisachar v'nimsa she'ein sham chasadim she'yim tevol chasagavuros. So there's nothing there in that area between the legs. The yisod is up above it apparently. V'nish'arnim adinim b'tekifim, and they still whatever power they had, they're still like that. V'lechein aim tekifim b'sofa. So that explains that Zohar over there. Well, let's see how we could do this. So let's read at the top. It says, and because I want to go to number Vav also, it says, Leah, he din kasha. She represents a very powerful din. The shemakoma, where she lives, develops. Ma'achre reisha the zer anpin of the chazit. She called the chasadim b'shasham heim stumim ve'enim me'irin v'lo od el shagam Shago Remes at the moment ki b'layla dinim misgavrim k'noida, because now is extra dinim. L'chein kava'uhu chova his palo, so therefore it becomes an obligation to pray. His palo avlos kadei legron l'zer anpin l'zivug to make a yichud with Leah. Lamatik hagavuras ashecha b'ba al yidei hachasadim shenosim ba. So here we have the idea that you have to, is that obligation. You have to do something about that. You need a yichud here to sweeten Leah. Kenitzka ba'id so that's talked about over there. Let's see. We have 2 minutes. Let's see if we could just do a little bit of this one here. Number Vav. Let me get it where I could see it. There it is. The kain kava'uhu chovel his palo arvis. Beitz Chaim over there, he says in Shaar, Klal and Perik Yud Beis. He says in his bar Inyan Yosef v'zechah l'shona v'hidach le'achra hagala v'chachorban asa uchol l'defidus arvis chova. V'chatam ki hadinim az mizdavking b'zer anpen. And he says the reason why is because the dinim are clinging on to zer anpen. V'gam Leah kula dinim k'noida, and Leah at this time, it's all complete dinim. Nothing to sweeten her. V'tzarach, so it's like you have this disease crawling all over you. V'tzarach hazal his daveg imo l'matach adinim shabbat. So he said kenizka be'idrish hazivug heim chachasadim hayotzim midchurach of the basim chamisha gevurs tanuk. Says l'chein achar hachurban asa ucho chova, they made it the chova ki yesh b'cha b'dinim rakim. So there are other, dinim rabim now, but tzrichim lanu, and it's necessary for us. L'zivug im zer anpin, we have to make a zivug for l'zer anpin l'matka ad kan l'shona. V'yesh la'ayin eich miyashed b'zecha b'esesh aylach madua kav'uhu chov. Why did they make it a chov? B'ma she'on b'chushazechu b'shvil l'zavig as zer anpin v'leah. B'kedei lahamtek as dinim Leah. Haregadayim ha'sha'ada b'bekom ha'omedet, but the Shiloh is still there. What's that Shiloh? The lefi mashin is boyer dehad b'tefilas arvis rishus. We said it's rishus hu lefi shalzivu yochle asos shalo al yedenu, because that's the fact. He says it could be, doesn't need us. It's going to happen at any rate. So then, still question. So why do we need to make it a chov? Im came maduchat tzark his pala b'kedei lahamtek as a dinim. Ha'azivug na'asa gam shalo al yedenu. V'al yadar yismatku ha'dinim. U'mahu hil b'tirutzo. V'hoyer efsher lomer she'acher ha'churban kvar efsher l'zivug na'asa shalo al yedenu. In other words, it has to have us now. Mihu b'sefer shas raso. And he says, cause of the hedya, the gam b'eis galos na'asa l'zivug shalo al yedenu. So it's left up in the air a little bit. Right there, I guess we're out of time.